The tensions stoked by Garrosh Hellscream's arrogance have reached a boiling point with the devastation unleashed upon the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Champions of the Alliance and the Horde must answer for Hellscream's destruction, lay siege to his capital, and topple the ruthless Warchief once and for all. For June, 2300 hours British Summer Time globally, heroes of the Alliance and the Horde have tested their mettle against the might of the Shah, the Thunder King, and each other. Yet neither side could have foreseen the atrocities the Horde's Warchief would unleash. Garrosh Hellscream's reckless thirst for power has unleashed horrors upon the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, once the sacred heart of the Pandaren Empire. Bring Down the Warchief. The Siege of Orgrimmar is a sprawling, two-part raid that takes players from the scarred ruins of the Vale of Eternal Blossoms to the heart of the Horde's capital, Orgrimmar in Durotar. Location begins inside the shattered pillar before Mogu'shan Palace on the southwest side of the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and ends in Orgrimmar, Durotar. Level 90. Difficulty Normal. Heroic. Total bosses 14. Deal with the vile events in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. The first order of business is to confront the aftermath of Garrosh's foul machinations. His poisoning of the pools of power has brought devastation to the land and to those who have long defended it. Vale of Eternal Sorrows. Venture through the scarred Vale of Eternal Blossoms, exploring unearthed Mogu ruins to discover the source of the destruction. Immerseus. The ancient inhabitants of Pandaria recognized the vital importance of the life-giving pools of power, building an underground system of aqueducts to safeguard the waters and nurture life in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. The touch of corruption has animated and twisted these waters, and Immerseus stands as an unnatural embodiment of the Vale's sorrow. The fallen protectors, the Golden Lotus and Shado-Pan guardians of the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, were caught in the epicenter of the devastating blast that scarred the Vale and were torn apart by the dark energies. Their spirits linger in the place they once protected, confused and tormented by their failure. Norushen Some say that the Mogu race was created in the image of this titanic construct, left deep beneath Pandaria to watch over and guard the continent's darkest and most dangerous secret. Sha of Pride. The seventh Sha, the Sha of Pride, was the final burden to which Emperor Shaohao clung, shrouding the land in mist and biding its time for millennia. When Garrosh awakened the heart of Asharj, the force of his arrogance caused this dark energy to coalesce in the chamber where the heart was unearthed. Storm the stronghold and confront the encounters within with the crisis in the Vale contained. Heroes of the Horde and the Alliance must take the war to Garrosh's doorstep in Durotar, push past his outer defenses, and confront the evil festering within the gates of Orgrimmar. Gates of Retribution War has come to the gates of Orgrimmar, as Alliance forces and the Darkspear Rebellion seek revenge against Garrosh Hellscream. Galakras Warlord Zaela formed a close bond with Garrosh during events in the Twilight Highlands, and she and her Dragonmaw orcs have pledged loyalty to Garrosh's cause. Riding atop the fearsome Galakras, a direct descendant of the cataclysmic progenitor of all dragonkind, Zaela oversees the naval defense of Orgrimmar. Iron Juggernaut, this mechanical terror, designed nearly as much for intimidation as destruction, is the centerpiece of Garrosh's siege weaponry. Crafted in the image of the mighty Korkrone war scorpion, the Iron Juggernaut guards the gates of Orgrimmar, crushing any who would rise to challenge Garrosh's true horde. Korkrone Dark Shaman Harem and Cardries trained thousands of shaman to whisper reverently to the elements to requisition their aid. The army of Garrosh, however, does not ask. It takes what it desires in the name of the true horde. Dark shamanism forces the elements into servitude, twisting them into burned-out ash, corrupted waters, and toxic air. General Nazgrim, once a grunt in the service of the former Warchief, Thrall, General Nazgrim rose quickly through the ranks after overwhelming victories in Grizzly Hills and the sunken city of Vashj'ir. Fiercely loyal to the Horde and bound by a rigorous code of honor and duty, Nazgrim will hold the line for his Warchief until his dying breath. Mogu'shan has been Garrosh's most loyal and trusted lieutenant throughout the Pandaria campaign. When the Warchief needed a volunteer to infuse with the power of Asharj, it was only natural for Mogu'shan to offer without hesitation. Spoils of Pandaria. When Garrosh gazed across Pandaria, he saw untapped power. During the course of his campaign, Garrosh has plundered weapons, treasures, and artifacts of the Pandaren, the Mogu, and the Mantid. They are kept in a warehouse deep within his underground base, guarded by a mysterious security system that appears to be of Titan origins. Thok the Bloodthirsty, when the Isle of Giants was discovered off the coast of Pandaria, teeming with primal devilsaurs, Garrosh sent men to capture some of the most fearsome specimens, hoping to subjugate them and use them as beasts of war. Countless Orcish beastmasters have fallen to Thok's jaws as they struggle to tame him, yet the creature's thirst for blood remains unslaked. Downfall wielding the dark power that lay dormant beneath Pandaria, Garrosh seeks to bring a new order to Azeroth. He must be stopped. Siegecrafter Blackfuse Helix Blackfuse was the only goblin with the combination of engineering prowess, professionalism, and ruthlessness to satisfy Garrosh in his search for the engineer of the true Horde. A mercenary at heart, Blackfuse's love for his creations and the gold they fetch has forever linked his fate with that of his patron and Warchief. Paragons of the Klaxi. The 9 surviving Klaxi VA Paragons are ancient champions of the Mantid who fought alongside the Wakener against the madness of Empress Shexaor. But the Paragons, as do all